Since they have this nice trailer, let's just give you a nice little background of what's going on here.
Hello, I am Baron von Barth. Yes, I am that world-famous architect. No, I'm not close to financial ruin. Don't listen to those rumors. I'm here because I have a proposition for you. You may know my great rival, Viscount Eisendorf. Well, he knows that I have been commissioned to build wonders in the lands of Castelia. Yes, like the famous pyramids of Zordo, or the statue of St. Colossi. But my spies, friends, tell me that Eisendorf has a competing contract against me. The nerve! Well, there's only so much marble and manpower in this world. So I need you. Your lands, lumberjacks, and quarrymen. With your help, we can finish our wonders before Eisendorf and put him out of business. What's in it for you? Fame and fortune, of course. You will collect great bounties and earn tributes until the end of time. So what do you say, friend? Shall we rally the kingdoms and make our mark on eternity?
All right, fantastic. Fantastic. I would like to introduce now Robert. All right, you are on the screen.
Hey, there I am.
Yeah,
Hey, everybody.
yeah. He's watching the lagged version. So this is Robert from Castles. If you could just tell us, obviously, just a very general, maybe background, maybe when you got into crypto, but then also kind of when you started Castles, or maybe when you joined if you didn't start it, and just a really general background. And then we will get to screen sharing and you can actually look at all the stuff.
Sounds great. So my general background is that I got started inside of tech and movies a long time ago. I was actually living in Los Angeles, started with some startup companies, and I've always been really good with movies. I've always been a storyteller. So I also worked in the Hollywood industry for a while. So I have a really wide skill set and background inside of like technology, internet, and movies, storytelling. Like that particular trailer you just showed. Thank you very much for showing it, because not everybody knows we have a trailer. I've done at least 2 AMAs where people are like, "Oh, you have a trailer?" And I was like, "Yeah." So
and it's well made too. It kind of, I mean, it's very loosely explains the motive, but you know, that's what a trailer does. So good.
yeah, well, thank you. And I wanted it to be fun. And I wrote the script. I did all the editing, all the
Oh.
pretty much that whole damn thing is
Wow.
me, except for the voice. The voice is an actor that I hired. But everything else, all of the artwork was made by our artists, but I did, basically all the editing, all that stuff. So that is kind of my background is in that. And I actually didn't get started in crypto until literally 2 years ago. I've always been into tech, so I've always known about Bitcoin. I've always read about it. I didn't know a lot about macroeconomics for a lot of years. And then over time, this particular problem around player ownership, where I would go play a massively multiplayer RPG like World of Warcraft, and I wouldn't own any of my assets. And my question was always like, why not? Why can't you guys figure out a way for me to sell my digital armor and digital coins, and then you figure out some business model that works to make that, basically work. And it just nobody ever did. I don't know why. I think probably because it was too hard. It was outside the existing model, and they didn't want to break what was already working, especially with World of Warcraft. That model worked fine. They made billions and billions of dollars. Why would they change? They really had no incentive to change. And eventually there came a point not very long ago, just like 3 years ago, where I was like, you know what? I understand internet technology, and it seems like we're on the verge of someone like myself being able to use blockchain technology to basically make all that happen. What I wanted at an affordable price, like we don't have the marketplace. We didn't write the marketplace. We use the Atomic Hub marketplace, which is basically owned by another company, but they did all the work to build the marketplace. All we have to do is build the game. So yeah, just like right before the pandemic, I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of nobody actually creating this vision around player ownership and allowing basically players to turn their time and effort into a commodity, which is really what we here at Metasource Games, and we make castles. Really, what we're doing is we're turning player time and their effort into a commodity, and that is really the vision around what we do, and everything else, like the way castles looks, the way it plays, all that stuff is all about proving that we can make those macroeconomics work, and that it's fun and people love playing it. And so yeah, that's how I got involved in this, and I'm really excited about where we are because now we have the game, lots of game features online. But I just kind of took this journey from tech to film to being like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of nobody making the player ownership thing work. So I'm it, you know.
Wow, so it's only a couple of years that you've even been doing it. That's like really good growth in that time. Of course, all of
Thank you.
Wax and everything's also blew up during that same time. So you were on top of it from the get-go. I like the premise behind it. Like, yeah, before all this Wax and this, well, just NFTs in general, you did have all these game assets in video games that you're winning, your badges, whatever it may be. But it means nothing. It just stays in the game. You don't make anything. So this is a fantastic kind of vision to take NFTs and at least go at it that way in that kind of perspective. Whenever you, which, unless you got more to say, but whenever you start explaining the game, I want you to take it from like a noob perspective. You don't have to explain what NFTs or wax are. Everybody here knows that. But let's say somebody, probably many of our users they've never owned a Castles NFT, but now their interest is peaked. Where would they start? What are some of the first things they could do, and kind of just the very first type things for a noob?
Yeah, if you're a noob and you just want to kind of get your feet wet, is to go to the website and buy a couple of lands and just kind of start to learn about how the game is played. Because now we have some more features in the game. There's a large economic loop that you can participate in, but it's actually very, very easy to just jump into the game. You can just buy a land. You can claim tokens from your land, and you can merge some lands together. It's a really great way to kind of just start to get your feet wet and read the news articles and go to the Discord. And Discord probably is the second thing I would do is join the Discord, and any questions you have, we're always happy to answer. We have I think we probably have the friendliest community in the WAX blockchain. We just have great people, and every time we've had toxic people, we just boot them out. So,
Well,
so that has worked pretty well so far. We haven't had to boot many people, luckily. I think because we listen to our players, and the only people we kick are the people who basically are persistently toxic. But yeah, I would say just just to get started, just go. Oh, did I just turn my camera off? Oh yeah, I think I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, hit the old screen share. Yeah, if you want to go to your the website looks great. That's a good spot, or Atomic Hub, or where you would actually play the game, anything like that, just to show some visuals would be really nice.
Sure, I would just go to screen share, and I think window. Yeah, let's just go window. Have that open there.
There you go.
All right, cool. So this is the castle's homepage. Here you can look at some of the articles we have. This will take you straight to the current event that is happening on our game. We have a Dungeons expansion coming up, so we have some news on there. You can basically get all the information on what's coming for the Dungeons. Here's an article here with my business partner, Josh Cantrell, also known as Aird Hall, in our Discord. So there was an article written about us. And so we kind of like having this news page because it basically, lets you know that the game is hopping. We have a lot of things going on, and this is where you can go to get the latest news. If you're very new, you can go to the starter guide here that's at the top. It's also linked up here, but we have an official guide and runs you down through all the information. But really, our game is a kingdom building game. It's really like a strategy kingdom building game. I like strategy builders. I like our role playing games. I like all that stuff. So we decided that we would make our base economy built on a very simple concept of merging lands together. So I can see I just did a bunch of merging. So I have most of my assets kind of merged at the moment. But the idea is that basically you start with a farm all the way here on the left-hand side, and you can merge 3 farms together to upgrade it and create a ranch. So kind of the point of the main base land game is to move your way from farms all the way up to a castle by merging them. So here I'm going to click on merge, and I'm going to merge basically I'm going to merge 3 ranches together, and it's going to cost some M-source token, which the lands give you. I'm going to hit merge, and that's going to give me 1 village. So it takes a couple of seconds for it to upload, rather for the blockchain to process. So you can see that I have 0 here. If I refresh the page, now I have 1 village. And you also have a chance of getting bonus lands for merging. So it's like, why would you merge lands? Number one, to get up to a castle, but also because as you merge lands together, you have a chance at getting bonus lands. So you see here, it tells you at an 18% chance of getting a bonus ranch in that merge. And I actually think I got that because we had 5, right? Let me refresh my inventory here and just confirm what happened. Yeah, so this is what happened was when I merged, I did get a village because you are guaranteed the upgrade. So the village was the upgrade for merging 3 farms together. But at the same time, I also got a ranch. So the ranch was a bonus, and I just happened to get kind of lucky here while we were doing this. So I had an 18% chance of getting that extra ranch, and I have a 1.8% chance of actually getting 2 extra ranches. So basically, do the math. Basically, 1 castle is worth about 243 farms. But there's kind of a secret in the game where if you merge 180 farms, on average, it will get you a castle because of the bonuses that you get. So this is just a base land game. It's all about getting up to the castle. And you want the castle because the castle gives you an item that we call Royal Seal. And the Royal Seal is like one of the most commonly used assets in the game. It is used for recharging crafters. It is used for events. And so these Royal Seals are extremely important. And our game economy has worked extremely well. What we do to basically make sure that the economy is doing well is we look at the cost of a Royal Seal on the secondary market. So if I click here, I go to Royal Seal and I look at the Royal Seal for the secondary market. It's kind of consistently been between $6 to $4 for a very long time. Crypto is almost like lower than it's ever been in the last year or something.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like going down a bit. But we think this isn't that bad. Being down like 20% for this one particular asset is not bad. So, we have people who love to basically play the game to make money. And so for those particular players who are reselling their assets, the people who've been selling these have been doing pretty well for the last 3 months. Of course, we prefer players who actually play with the assets, and we give people plenty of incentives to play and continue building. And we do that with scarcity components. So right now, it's pretty easy to merge a castle for the most part, but there's a scarcity basically built into the game where eventually it's going to cost more and more to make castles. So there's basically a soft cap at how many castles there will ever exist. There's going to be a point where people just don't see the sense in crafting new castles because they're too expensive. However, they'll still give you Royal Seals, which are very, very valuable inside of the game economy. So we have other features of the game like the lumberjacks and the carpenters, which are crafters. So they consume M-Source and Royal Seals in order to build. And we just completed our first major game loop. So this is extremely exciting, where you can now craft your own land packs, and they take a little bit of time to do. Like you can see, I have a couple of Seafarer packs that include 5 lands, and they take about 7 days to complete. But you basically just like click this button, you hit craft, and then it's going to start crafting your land packs, and then you can use those lands to go back and merge them together and make more castles. So this is really exciting. This is the first full game loop we've ever had. We've had events where you could just go ahead and use the resources, but the game loop is really where we think this thing's really starting to take off, and so we've started to hit marketing pretty hard these days. But this is a lot of fun. We think people love coming into the game, merging their lands together, and now crafting these land packs, opening them up, seeing what they got. Did they get a common land? Did they get a rare land? And then go ahead and merge them together and basically try to race people to the what we call the first scarcity checkpoint, which is called the land doubling. But right now it's a race to that first scarcity point that we call the doubling. And so we think it's really exciting once people kind of understand how all the game functions work, which we think it's a pretty easy game.
Yeah.
So once you understand all that,
we got about a minute and a half to the next Grubfish over here. So on the next round, I kind of want to go over the crafting event, which we have on the puzzle. But as kind of a summary here, so you're on the website. You're merging NFTs, which is similar to blending on NFT blocks, but you got it going on your website, and it's a little more in depth than NFT blocks because you will need M source to merge different things, and then you earn the M source by just having a farm, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, every land earns you M source, and in fact, they basically just are cumulative. So if I merge 3 farms, it creates a ranch, and a ranch can see here is basically earning the same amount as 3 farms.
So there you go. So the better land you have, the more you're earning, and then you need that M source to continue your merging. And does that
and we use M source for other things as well.
Yeah,
like you need M source to recharge the first crafter, and we use it for raffles and stuff like that as well.
Is it only for in-game use, or can that be converted to other cryptos or not?
Well, yeah, it's a token, so you own it. You can do what you want with it.
But it's got the value on it, like a good deal.
Yeah, so. You can trade it on the open marketplace.
Fantastic. So you're earning crypto that's also being used in the game to continue your merging, plus the other benefits. So we're about out of time for this round. On the next one, we'll dive into this crafting event, which we looked at on the puzzle. So let's pull up the Grubfish. And let's put a little bit of time, just a little bit of time. There you go. So we'll do our next Grubfish really soon. We're going to have Castles prizes. Get my head situated right. So we actually have the land packs he was talking about, and we have fine wood. We have a whole bunch of it. We're not going to give it all away today because they sent me quite a bit. Some of these are for the puzzle game too, and then we'll also give away some for future ones. So first place here, how did I do this? First and second place, we'll get this Peasant to Lord land pack. So you actually get, it says it includes 4 lands. You're getting 4 lands in this pack. Is that right?
That's correct.
Wow, that's nice. That's a good win. And then 3rd through 5th will win the 10 stacks of wood. And the wood you're using for the crafting event, right? Or is there something else?
Yeah, wood you can use to craft land packs, and it's also used for the event as well that's happening right now.
So there you go. There you go. We got 30 seconds. If you want to get in on this game, go ahead and do her. While I get my stuff figured out. And going 34 in. Hit the exclamation mark play. Include your wallet, because that helps us out. There we go. We're out of time. So the top 2 people, and this is going to be a grubfish. All of them will be grubfish now because they're shorter until the end. The end will do more doom rollers. There we go. Top 2 get the land pack. And 3rd through 5th get the 10 stacks of fine wood. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. We will try to. Here, Puzzled Puzzler is really helping me out. So she's dropping links. If you're interested in links, hit them up. And she will help document questions. The questions will come in the 3rd round. So after this grubfish, we're going to do another 15-minute round, go over the crafting event. Then we'll do another grubfish. Then we'll answer questions. And then after questions are done, we'll do numerous doom rollers for the rest of the prizes. Please be advised that we have massive rainstorms on the way here in West Virginia. I think it's something like really big thunderstorms are going across Ohio too. So there's a chance that my internet or my power cuts out. If it does, you'll obviously know because we get cut off. And I'll attempt to get back as soon as possible. But that's what happens if I just suddenly cut off. All right, we're down to a few people left. Mike 120, you made your way to the end again. You made your way to first. Fantastic.
Nice. Congratulations, Mike 120.
Mike 120 and Master Rays, you get the 4 land pack. And all of these will be sent out later, by tomorrow. 3rd, 4th, 5th, that's Buzz King, Mendiscock, and Lord Crib. You guys get the fine wood pack. Fine pack of 10 wood. 10. So that's 10 times a pack of 1 wood, clearly. So that's great. That's great. Go ahead and join exclamation mark play for the next one, and we're going to do it in 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you back, Robert.
Yeah, bring me back.
And I'll have my timer, so when we get close to 15, we'll get there. So yeah, if you wanted to continue where you were and then dive into the crafting event and what you do for that.
Sure. So for the crafting event, yeah, so you can see we actually have a couple things going on right now, but one of them is a crafting event where you can build, basically we have this guy, the Baron you saw in the trailer. He needs some help building some wonders so he can crush his rival. So you can help him do that by basically giving him some resources, give him some lumber, some fine wood, and some royal seals. And in exchange, he gives you a bounty. And the bounty gives you rune source payouts basically every day. And rune source is an important asset for upcoming dungeon expansion. So we're actually working on an extremely comprehensive expansion where you can fight with heroes against monsters and upgrade their loot and basically customize them and make them look really freaking awesome. And basically the rarer the loot, the more powerful they are. So yeah, there's kind of like a lot happening to the game right now. But you know, we basically try to keep it interesting. We're always trying to do events, hold raffles. You know, really don't like too much time to go by without giving you something exciting to do. So we've had basically just like in a list of events, you can see here we have a calendar. And on the calendar is the bounty packs. Now we have land pack crafting, which not only do you get land packs for crafting, you know, the land packs, but you also automatically enter into a raffle that's going to feature some heroes and stuff like that. We have more information coming on it soon, but basically right now, if you were to go craft a land pack on the smart contract, it remembers how many of each pack you crafted, and it gives you points. 1 point for Explorer's pack and 2 points for Seafarer's pack. So we're going to add some more on the front end. So very soon this week, so you'll be able to see how many points you have. But right now, it's already counting for you. And yeah, I mean, I will finish up by basically showing some of the heroes that we have coming up here.
They're pretty.
And yeah, this is going to be massive. This is going to be the biggest thing that the WAX blockchain has ever had on it. So with our dungeon and expansion, you know, we're gamers. Like, we like good games, right? So we like things that are fun. We like things that feel rewarding. So when we've been building castles, it's always been about that. You know, we figured there's a lot of gamers who like merging things. So that's why we built the base land game around merging and rewarding you for merging. And now you get to open packs and open more lands. We just think this is really fun. People really like this. You know, we've been one of the top collections on WAX for a while now, and I think all the people who've been missing out on us probably figure that they've seen us around on WAX, and then eventually they just kind of check us out and they're like, oh, this is actually pretty good. So we're continuing that with dungeons. So we're trying to do something radically different. If you look at this character up here, her name is Luna. She is what we call a spellbinder. That is her class. So she's like a wizard. And if you look at her armor sets here, you'll see what she's wearing on the left is almost identical to the right, except the colors are different. So what we're doing is we're creating these armor sets, and they each have 11 different pieces. Well, on her base body, she has 10 pieces, and the 11th piece is the base. And you can see that, you know, like this spell book is a different piece. You know, this flaming phoenix is a different piece. Her shirt's a different piece. Her pants, her leggings, this little like thing that she's got like on her pouch is a different piece, and her head's a different piece. It's 11 different pieces on each character that you can customize. And then you can also customize the color variations. So you basically have an almost infinite amount of variations for your heroes of what you can equip them with and what they look like. And you know, we're going to have these packs soon that we're going to make available so people can get them as a pre-sale, and you'll be able to start basically collecting your heroes. So we do want them to be pretty rare and pretty scarce, and so you'll be able to get either a common, an uncommon, or a rare hero out of the packs. But in order to get an epic hero, you're going to have to loot it or merge up to it, because you can also merge some of the heroes. And then we're going to have legendary mythics, which you can only loot inside of the world. You can't merge a legendary and a mythic because we want those to be very rare. But that's basically it. You know, this dungeon and expansion is going to be something special. We also have really cool mechanics for how the fighting of monsters works. Like some monsters can only be fought by certain heroes, and monsters can actually be crafted. So there's actually going to be a whole market around monsters and basically, you know, trading them, you know, trading a monster that is vulnerable to the spellbinder Luna because maybe you have like a high level thief over here on the right side, or a high level knight, but you don't have a high level spellbinder, so she can't fight the monster. So you can actually trade that to another user. So we've gone really deep with all the things we love about WAX, because on WAX we love opening packs, we like merging things, we also like you know, trading different assets of different rarities for different reasons. So we basically packaged that all into the upcoming dungeoning expansion that we think is going to be like the end all be all of the WAX blockchain. So there we go.
Well, you got a lot planned, and it really sounds great. Bringing new things to WAX. Those characters look amazing. I guess you have artists working on all your things, because it's very professional, all the characters and the logos and everything. Do you have like a...
Yeah, we're reinvesting a lot into the artwork and the gaming systems. Like we reinvest like at almost everything that we earn. Almost. It's very, very close. But you know, there's not a lot of holding back here. Like, you know, the gamers play our game, and you know, we make income, and we fund that back into the business because we want to make the best game on WAX.
And that's the best thing you guys could hear from a creator. That's just amazing, especially a creator that's kind of gone up above being just base level, and you are making money and you have a lot of users. It's just it's a beautiful thing to see the creators being as involved as the community. It's in the best interest of the community as a whole, and it's all about just growing together. It's not we're not trying to just pocket for ourselves. It's the
Right.
That's the whole thing with Wax community and NFTs in general. And it's like everybody's winning together and working together, and that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
We got 5 minutes here. Is there anything else you want to like go through? We did have a couple questions already.
Oh yeah, let's take some questions. So before we do that, real quick, I just want to say thank you for promoting us on your ConsumerBreak ad. I have it on my tablet. It's been a lot of fun. I loaded up. You showed it at the beginning of the stream, but I was able to load up the game for Castles and put the pieces of the puzzle together. It was a lot of fun. So thank you for partnering with us on that.
Well, thank you for partnering with us. We were the small ones, and you were one of the first ones that was all about it. Josh was really nice about it. Of course, my friend T Wood told me to reach out to Josh. I did, and he was all about it. He's given us prizes, and that's amazing. So thank you for that. We will have, after we got 5 minutes to a Grubfish, just to stay on with our schedule. I can ask a few questions, but then we'll do a Grubfish, and then after that, we'll still take more questions if you can hang out. It doesn't have to be another 15, so we'll still take more. And then after that time, that's when we'll cut it off and just do games. So we got one from, I don't know who's, from Chat Question? I don't know. Can we do a MetaSource raffle ticket blend on NFT?
We do those occasionally. We don't have one planned at the moment because we have a lot going on. We have the Explorers Guild event ending this Thursday. We have a live stream on Friday where we're going to do a raffle for everybody who participated in that event. And we're also going to be launching the next fragment for the hero packs on very soon. It might be Wednesday. We said it was going to be Tuesday, but it might get pushed back a bit because we're making a custom page. So there's a lot of stuff going on this week. But we do like to hold things like the MetaSource raffle tickets, but not right now. There's just so much going on this next week.
No problem. You're already giving away so much. Like even just for us, that's great. You send me all these packs.
We don't want to overload you guys. So. Yeah, it's for sure.
Do you feel 14 million R-Source is enough to run the dungeons?
14 million is a lot. I mean, right now, I only have like 9,000 or something like that. So I would say 14 million is a ton of rune source. Yeah, that's a lot.
It could be a joke question, but
it might be. But what I will say is, the thing about rune source is it gets you like access to the best things in dungeoning. So if you want to get rare or better heroes or rare or better equipment, you're going to need rune source, and that's kind of the point of that particular resource. So if you want to be the best in that particular, if you want to have like all the mythic heroes and all the mythic equipment, then just have as much rune source as possible.
Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and just bring up the Grubfish screen.
Oh, was it NRFB who was asking that about? Yeah. He's if there's a player out there who's going to have 14 million, it's him. So he's been a very long time supporter of ours. Before we were on the WAX blockchain, actually we're here on the WAX blockchain. Probably because he told me. He was like, "Hey, come check this out! Like I'm buying all this stuff on this WAX Atomic Hub thing." And I just kept looking over there, and eventually he was right. It was the right place for us. So thank you, NRFB.
Well, shout out to NRFB for being an OG then. That's awesome. And thanks for being here at this stream and asking stuff. If you guys want to join, hit the ! play. We will start the next one here. Let's just bring this timer down and count that it. So in 2 minutes. 2 minutes we'll do that. And I'll just take you off the screen for now. If you have any more questions, go ahead and throw them in, because after this Grubfish, we'll do a question round. Maybe anything else you think of, Robert, to just kind of show. Maybe scroll through the Atomic Hub and kind of look at just what's out there on the market and like who's holding a whole bunch. Just kind of scroll through and see what's there and maybe explain what those different NFTs are. That's all. And we'll do that right after this Grubfish.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that right now? Just kind of browse the Atomic Hub?
No, just get it ready. We'll do it after this Grubfish, which is a minute and a half away. So in the next round. But if you want to get
Okay.
ready, kind of some things to look at, by all means. I actually had some Castles music supposed to play the whole time, and I forgot. So let's roll it on right now.
Play the trumpets.
I don't think you'll be able to hear him, Robert, because it's through my Twitch, but there we go. All right, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute, and we'll do the Grubfish. By the way, I'm Breakman. I'm the creator of ConsumerBreak. If you wanted to download ConsumerBreak and put in the password Castles, you do have a bonus puzzle there to earn. That's going to be up for the next 4 hours or so you can do it afterwards too. Other than that, get in with your play. I am not sending out the prizes for these Grubfish on stream, so they will just happen later on today. By tomorrow, overnight, all the winners will get them. I'm saving them all, so it's all good. The winners of this Grubfish will be the same deal, the same thing. Let's see where my shtick is. All right, same thing. Top two get the pack. That's a 4-land pack, big boy. And then 3, 4, 5 will get a 10 fine wood. And then we will do a round of Q&A. Oop, that's our timer. All right. Without further ado, we have 38 people in here. Without further ado, good luck. Good luck. Oh, let's turn the junk off. Good luck. Top 2 get the 4-land pack. 3, 4, 5 get the 10 fine wood. After this, we're going to do a Q&A and kind of look through just some NFTs on Atomic Hub of Castles. And then the game after that will be top 5 get the 10 fine wood. And then we will do Doom Rollers until the end, which we will give away some of our NFTs as well as an online NFT. So we got more games to come still in the next half hour to an hour. Someone says 24 viewers but 38 in. Well, I believe that people go in and out as well. They see other streams. They're trying to enter everything. There's a bunch of other streams, and I have it running throughout the whole round, so they could have entered and then left. That's kind of what's going on. So I have the Grubfish open the whole time while we're doing our interview. But thank you all that did join and for sticking with us and watching today. We'll do it again on Friday. Oh, we're almost there. There you go. We're going to do it again on Friday with NFT Battle Miners, and then every Thursday after that. That's the plan. Every Thursday at 6 Eastern. So, congratulations to Buggied Clown and Buzz King for getting the 4-land pack. Congratulations to Wax Boy, Udom, and Arul Cree for getting the 10 fine wood.
Congratulations, happy merging, happy kingdom building.
Happy merging, happy kingdom building. Hopefully, especially if you're new, I don't know who's already holding castles, but if you're new, maybe you can check those out. If you got the land pack, you got 4 lands, and those can already give you the M source. Is that right? Like, boom, as soon as you get a land, you can have to do anything?
Yeah, every hour you are able to claim new M source.
Do you have to do anything to claim it? Is there a clicker, or is it just appearing in your account?
It's not a clicker. It's basically at your leisure. We might put like a time limit at some point or something, but right now you could just leave it for like a week or 2 and just claim, and you still get your M source.
Okay, but you have to actually go to like the website to hit the card?
Actually, no. The smart contract is able, as soon as you open the pack, the smart contract
Well, look at that.
hears
That's awesome. So you got it set up.
hears
All
it,
you need,
and yeah,
all you just have to hold the thing, and you're getting M source. So that's brilliant. That's great.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no stake and it's auto staked.
Okay. So I'm going to put you on full screen. We're gonna just take this leisurely, something like 10 to 15 more minutes, and just go ahead and scroll and kind of talk about just what people are holding and that type of thing. If anybody has questions, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I will ask as they come up.
Sure. We had a couple of questions up there. One I thought was pretty good.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, yeah.
This question?
If you see it on the chat, but go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Puzzler was asking, is the Baron supposed to be the villain, and who does his voice? Yeah, the Baron isn't necessarily a villain. He's like an opportunist, you know. So we think he's kind of a fun guide into the world of castles, where, you know, the whole point of castles is that you're supposed to feel like you are building wealth, glory, and influence. So, you know, you feel like you're building a lot of, like, you know, wealth and material gain, and you also feel like you know, you're out there to win it and be the best, and you know, basically prove yourself, and have it be glorious, and influence as well. So it feels like the things that you do have impact. So that's kind of the way it's supposed to feel. So we thought the Baron was a great way to basically have this character who's kind of an opportunist, and, you know, he just wants all those things. He wants those same things that the game is about. So he's not a villain, but he is kind of like an opportunist. Like, he wants to do well. He wants to build, you know, amass his own wealth. And he sees you, the player, as like an ally and a friend to do that. So could he become a villain later? Who knows? I mean, right now we kind of do have our villain, who is like Viscount Eisendorf, and we're actually going to release a new trailer Thursday. So on Thursday, once the latest event is over, we're going to release a new trailer, and it's going to be the continuation of your story.
Look forward to that new trailer.
Yeah,
Thursday. And also the game ends on the puzzle game ends on Wednesday, so that you'll want to get in onto that Wednesday, and the prizes will go out Wednesday night too. So, bam.
Nice. So a lot happening Wednesday and Thursday.
Sure.
So yeah, I love that question though, where you know, he's an opportunist, so he is kind of out for himself, but like he'll do what's good for him. and I think that's kind of a fun character, especially to have in this particular crypto space and NFT gaming space. You know, where it almost seems like, you know, you have like all these, like, you know, sharks out there, and it just seems to kind of fit right now. You know what I mean? With the current climate.
So you said there's a villain, but in the trailer you mentioned, who's he competing against? I guess in story wise.
Yeah, he's competing against a guy named Viscount Eisendorf.
So that's your villain. Okay, good.
Yeah, he's our villain. He's kind of our sleazy thing, but the story actually opens up a lot with the dungeoning expansion. So we're actually going to have different stories. We're going to have new, basically, like chapters that are going to be voice read by actors, and they'll kind of be like telling you how all this story is coming together for dungeoning, and, you know, what is the threat, and, you know, who's involved and how did they get there. Each of the characters, which is Luna, the Spellbinder, Bancroft the Thief, and Sir Caldor the Knight, they all have their own stories, and they all kind of intertwine into what brings you into the forefront, and where you get to decide if you're going to be like someone who helps the heroes, or you're going to be someone who crafts the monsters, or are you going to kind of do both things. You know, you can kind of choose what you want to do in the upcoming dungeon expansion. And that also brings me to another question.
Yeah, they're from Lord Crib.
Yeah, did I finish? Because what was his name? Had two parts to his question. I forget what was the other one. Puzzler had a second part to his question. Did I answer it?
Who does the voice? Who does the voice of the
Baron? Who does the voice is Stephen Kelly. I found him on voices.com. He's actually like perfect for this particular character.
Oh yeah, it's great. It feels like the Baron's talking. Like, he did a great accent and everything.
Yeah, he is great. And so there was the other question from Lord Cryby. Hopefully I said that right.
I've been saying
Um,
Lord Crib, but
I
yeah,
was say,
that one, yeah.
yeah, Lord Cryby. He asked, will we be able to control monsters in the dungeon expansion? Not exactly. What we did was when we were looking at the dungeon expansion, we were like, well, what people like doing on Wax is they like, trading. They like seeing what they got, looting things, opening packs, and seeing if they got something good. And then they like to trade stuff. They're like, oh, well, so the way it's going to work out is it's going to be like, oh, so I have like a rare Luna, but I now have a rare monster that is only vulnerable to thief. So I actually can't beat this monster. So what you can do is then you can actually trade that monster to someone who can actually beat it, and we think this adds kind of like a whole lot of depth to the game economy, and people can trade these things with each other. And so instead of doing something that we thought was really complicated, instead what we've done is we've taken the base elements of what people already like about the Wax ecosystem, the trading, the opening of packs, the merging of things, and we've just built that even better into the RPG part of the game. So we don't do anything that we think is really too complicated or weird with the role-playing game, because we thought you could do all kinds of things. Like you could give characters like special abilities and like, click the special ability and then it like does double damage to the monster. Like you could do all kinds of things like that. But we thought that instead we should just focus on what people already like to do on WAX.
Yeah, and you don't want to be too overwhelming. I mean, like after you get going a bit, now you can start adding things, but it's hard to get. It's really hard to onboard people, and hell, this is me coming from what seems to be a very simple puzzle game that's very self-explanatory. It's very, very hard to onboard people when there's just a lot of stuff going on. So you want to keep it simple, stupid is what they say. So
Yeah.
I think this is a great direction to kind of focus on merging and collecting first, and then now that you got your nice user base and it's growing, like now you can start adding these other elements, and that's great.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it simple.
Yeah, won't you just kind of scroll through, maybe even just your templates, just to show what kind of different arts there are, and what they might do. Maybe some holders, some top holders, to see what kind of crap they got.
Yeah, sure. We got the castles here. The castles are really, I think, if you're in this game, you want to be making castles. I think that should be one of your top priorities, because there's a scarcity component. The same thing with the heroes. There's going to be a scarcity component as well for like the rarities. So you want to get your castles while they're still affordable to get. We're growing our player base, and we just want castles to become more and more scarce over time. But we're kind of in the growth cycle for castles. So this is what they look like right now.
Right on. And real quick, people in the chat, the Grubfish is going, so hit the exclamation mark play, and we're going to play again pretty soon. And if you have questions, please put the questions in the chat, because that's what we're just going to answer questions until we're done here. Carry on.
And so we have our land schemas in here, and you can search for them. We have ingredients, which is basically fine wood is used to craft land packs and stuff like that. And then we have crafters. Everybody loves the carpenter. Basically, everybody wants to turn the carpenter into their waifu, and we think she came out really well. She's kind of like straddling this piece of wood.
Yeah, they're all really, really fine, well-made art. Like it looks like out of a real video game, and that's great.
Thank you. Yeah, she's very talented, and we think she looks really cool. And half our player base want to marry her. And then inside of Wonders, we have some really cool stuff. We had some really cool ideas for like how we could implement events into the game. And I'm not sure if you played a game called Civilization, but they have like, you can build the Wonders, which is like the Pyramid of Giza or the Statue of Liberty, stuff like that. Basically things that are really awesome and take a lot of effort to build. And I always thought it would be a really cool idea to let the entire community do that together. So the first one we did was called the Royal Courthouse. And so this is what it looks like. And basically our player base got together to help build it. And now everybody who built one now owns a player bounty if they still own one. And every month, this is actually giving you rewards in WAX. Actually, if I go to wax.blocks.ms Royal Court real quick, I will show you what's inside the pool. There is 85,000 WAX that is going to be, and we're only halfway through the month, so it's going to be more than this. But at the moment, there's 85,000 WAX inside of the MS Royal Court pool. And you can actually see that by going to the Royal Courthouse page, and you'll see that, I don't know why that number is not exactly right. These two numbers are different, 85 and 84. I'll have to ask them why that is, because it should be different. But my earnings for basically all of the bounties that I have, as I do play the game, are calculated here. So at the end of the month, I'm going to get 2,411 wax. That's just right now. That's not including any extra earnings by the end of the month. So all of that gets distributed back out to players at the end of the month.
And that's based on your holding there. So you had what are you holding to create those earnings? Because you gotta love earning wax, man. So that's awesome.
Yeah, they're called bounties. They're the Royal Courthouse bounties.
All right. So the bounties you want. Those are nice then. Yeah.
Yeah, we sent out it was almost like 30,000, I think it was like $32,000 to $33,000 in wax to the players in the last drop. So it was, I forget how much wax it was. It was a bunch. It was like over 150,000 wax. No, it was way more than that.
Wow.
But basically, I remember the number was like close to like $33,000 in wax to the player base who had crafted the Royal Courthouse. So this is persistent. This is always going to drop this amount. It's based off different things. It's based on basically the royal seals that we sell direct to the consumer from us. It's also based on some of our drops. Basically, like for the Barons monthly that we drop, 10% of that goes back to the Royal Courthouse. So we're always sending wax rewards back out to the users every month. And same thing with the Explorers Guild, except instead of wax, it gives you the rune source. So this event is actually happening right now. You can either buy them on the secondary or you can craft it on your own. Whichever is probably cheapest is the one that you want to do.
Awesome. So you're crafting the bounties then on your events.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the one that is live right now. You go to crafting event, you're crafting the Explorers Guild bounty.
And there you go. I see the wood right there. So your 10 stacks of wood gives you 10 towards that. It looks like you need 105 for that one.
Yeah, 105 fine wood, 35 lumber, and 10 royal seals.
So that's what your crafting means, and he just explained what the bounty is. So that is fancy because it gives you wax, you get passive income. The M source is also great, of course, from your lands, but wax can be used on anything and can be sold, and it's great. It's awesome that you're doing the crafting events.
Yeah. I was just going to say, just real quickly, that we think something that we do better than everybody else is macroeconomics, which means that we're able to kind of figure out like what's going to drive the game economy and have it be sustainable and have people want to play it and have the demand for the assets meet the supply. It's a little tricky right now because the entire crypto sector is going down, but like when I was showing you that basically the price drop for the Royal Seals was actually holding up pretty well.
And just navigating a space where you are giving away like real money and there's pools and things like that's stuff we got to think about too, because for like prizes, it changes the dynamic of a business whenever people are earning from the product you make. So it's really great that you're able to have such big pools that work out the way they do.
Yeah, and that was kind of the goal, was to essentially, our goal is to have the players have their time and effort manifest as commodities. So, if people were just only holding lands and not building in the game, they didn't do quite as well as people who actually have been building in the game. Because it's the people who are doing all the crafting who are really getting the most value out of the game. And that's really how it's designed. If you're just trying to sit on 2,000 farms, you're not going to do as well as if you were making the castles. And that's just the way we want to design the game, is to make sure that your time and effort manifests itself as value in some way. And our game assets are not investments because we legally can't sell people investments, but we do consider them commodities. You can actually trade these things with other people. That's the whole point.
It's commodity, and yeah, I know. So people that don't quite know securities, and it's a tightrope because it really digs into the legal side of things whenever you're going to just give away like revenue share. If like I'm just going to hold an NFT and then just get a portion of the revenue, like the SEC would consider that a security. So you got to really dig into the gaming elements and give them more utility in game than just something like that. For example, our hybrid holders do get revenue share, but I got it all worked out with legal, and there's extra things they have to do that. They're not just holding something and getting it. Of course, they had to blend their way up to get the hybrid to begin with, so it's not for everybody. Then they have to actively play a specific puzzle game in order to enter. So it's more like a reward than it is just a passive thing. And those kinds of things put into it allow us to do things like revenue share and rewards and things without being classified as security, which is important because we want to follow the laws. So it's great that you have thinking about all that kind of stuff and making it work. And it's really nice to see it grow. And I know I've been seeing advertising too. And then DigiCon, you had your whole entire room to yourself and doing really, really awesome things. And I want to see more of it. I'm excited for like the monsters and the stuff you had showing up. So
thank you. Yeah, I don't do it alone. We got a whole team. My full business partner Josh and Apex NFT. They do all of our website development and our smart contracts. So we at Metasource